For this movie, the color orange was deliberately kept offset and in the lighting effects because it was found to create an odd effect on Naomi Watts' piercing blue eyes. So this movie is such a fun, well-crafted adventure movie taken from the original King Kong, which came out in 1933. Many of you movie lovers out there probably have seen the original King Kong. We have the legendary Peter Jackson taking the helm of this, making a remake, and there's a lot of things I like that he did in this movie. There's really only one thing in this movie that I'm not a huge fan of, but I'll save that for the end of the review. The very first thing I like about this movie was it did a really great job of sticking to the storyline and did a lot of the characters in the movie justice. The storyline is pretty straightforward, but just the storyline, as simple as it is, it's still done in a really great way. I just love how it just builds anticipation, it builds tension. There's even certain points of fear and a little scariness thrown into the plot. Just the whole idea of Kong and what Kong means to the natives on the island. Peter Jackson is just a master of storytelling, and you can see that throughout the entire movie. The second reason I really like this movie is there are certain points in the movie that actually have some horror aspects to it. The specific scene is when everybody falls into the canyon and there's all these giant bugs and these weird looking earthworms. Peter Jackson just does such an amazing job of capturing this horror aspect. Bug scene is in the original movie, but I think the scariness of the bug scene is even more real and visceral and scary in this version versus in the 1933 version. My favorite scene in this movie is near the end of the movie where Kong and Anne are on the ice. I think there's something really magical about that scene because pretty much the whole movie you see Kong as this huge gorilla. He kills people, he tears things limb from limb, he's faced dinosaurs and all sorts of monsters. He's not viewed as a kind-hearted gorilla, and Anne starts to realize that Kong really isn't as bad of a creature as the humans portray him to be. He's just scary at times, and just his sheer size is enough to get people worried. The ice scene is so beautiful. I mean, there's really beautiful music playing in the background, and just the whole scene is really just serene. I mean, it just kind of puts you into a mindset of peace, relaxes you, and you just smile the whole time just seeing this beautiful interaction between this small little woman and this huge gorilla. I mean, there's something so profound about that scene. The only thing I didn't like about this movie is I know Peter Jackson likes his long length movies. He's really good at those, but this movie could have been shortened up by about, I'd say, half an hour. I know Peter Jackson's trying to pack a lot into the story, but I felt like there are certain things we didn't need. Kind of just get rid of those things and move on to the next scene and just keep the movie going. I'm not knocking this movie at all, but the length definitely can take a toll on you. I completely forgot it's like an over 3 hour long movie, but the length is the only problem I have with this movie. I think this movie is close to a masterpiece. It's not a masterpiece, but it's very close to one. So if you haven't seen King Kong in a while, check it out because just such an exciting, beautifully crafted movie. So for King Kong, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 Mudflaps. And remember, leave me a thumbs up and drop in the comments below. Did you like the original King Kong or the remake of King Kong, and why? See you next time.